Roy Searles, Salem District. On May 24, 2022, 19 innocent children and 2 heroic teachers in Uvalde, Texas, lost their lives in a senseless act of violence. On May 25th, Nicole Cole posted the following to her public Facebook page, and I quote, "Most Americans' hearts are pained today because of the continued terrorist murders of people and children of color at the hands of white nationalists. When I hear this comment, they, Congress, Senate, GOP, local, aren't going to do anything until it happens to their family or them. I cringe because it doesn't happen to them. They know it. They are the ones allowing for it to happen to other Americans. They not only authorize and support guns in hands of anyone, they actively support radical domestic terrorist organizations and ideology to groom these shooters. They are indoctrinating ignorant, hateful, mentally unstable, sometimes young terrorists and defending them when they act." She has, in parentheses, Rittenhouse, Boston shooter, and Dillon. They refuse to support the George Floyd bill to help rein in the police inflicting terror on our communities. We see their support of this grooming at the local level on school boards, who instead of condemning and censoring hateful, obscene behavior of parents, they apologize to the parent for putting them out at a previous meeting and allow the parent to yield public comments and claim reverse racism doesn't exist, in her words, and support groups doxing teachers on social media, local county supervisors who publicly denounce the Constitution, saying there shouldn't be a separation of church and state, of course, only applies to their church and beliefs, demean and debase teachers in public school administration and collude with GOP school board members to create chaos in public schools. Further, people of color, even with all of these hateful, blatant attacks and murders, have yet to fight back with the same violence against white people through public mass murders. Although the trauma and terrorism inflicted on our communities is trying to silence the public, but we do have the opposite community. Citizens, parents, students have to be vocal, and we have to vote them out. We have to support every effort to get them out of office from local to state level and to federal. We have to select elected officials based on what they truly impact our children and communities. Their support of public schools, their willingness to pass gun laws and ownership restrictions, their willingness to support voting and democracy. I call BS on anyone who equates the extremes on either side. The extreme on one side is grooming and murdering people in America and being supported by moderate to full GOP. The extreme on the other side is fighting for people in America to be able to live, not to be burdened with education or medical debt, to earn a living wage, to have health care, to have freedom over their individual body, to be included and treated equally. The former kills and oppresses people. Congress and Senate need to vote for gun laws, full force, do your job, axes versus prayers. I'm reading an email statement from Cleve Watson. I've gotten his permission. He had his phone number on the email that I forwarded you guys. He wrote to Nicole Cole, "Regarding your statements on the above shooting, which starts with, most Americans' hearts are pained today because of the continued terrorist murders of people and children of color at the hands of white nationalists. Do you realize, don't you, that the shooter was an 18-year-old Hispanic male that has not reported statements on social media or anywhere else indicating he was a white nationalist? On what grounds do you make those accusations and proceed to attribute the same despicable beliefs to millions of others? The suspect was simply and very deeply a deeply disturbed individual with no political leanings whatsoever. Perhaps you should do a little homework before you spout off ignorantly or possibly with deliberate malice. I'll leave that to you to decide. In an attempt to make political hay out of a terrible tragedy." He said, "Regards, Cleve Watson, Grand Prairie, Texas." I actually called him, and here was his response to me when I talked to him. "No, I did not speak to Nicole Cole. She did not answer me. She would not answer any of my email. I did speak with April Gillespie, the only person on the board that I spoke with. He did say that he's seen that online in Texas. He also said that had he would have known that the suspect actually shot his grandmother prior to driving to the school, he would have actually asked Nicole Cole, was that act of a white nationalist or was that of a demented psychopath? Thank you.